Next time you see this plant in your backyard, don't cut it down, because this is the best natural painkiller you'll ever find. Some people even compare it to morphine. Now if you take a leaf or stem and squeeze it, you'll see a white substance coming out. This is where the potency of the plant lies. So let's avert our gaze from our modern survival thinking for just a bit and look at how our great-grandparents did it 150 years ago. So the first thing you should do is grind them up in a blender. Place the ground leaves into a wide pot and add just enough water to cover them. Now place the pot on the stove on low heat for 30 minutes. Do not let it boil because you'll destroy all the good stuff in it. Be careful at the end when there is little water left. You should not burn the extract at the bottom of the pot. What you should have now here is pure wild lettuce extract. You can pour it in a small glass container like this and put it in your medicine cabinet for later use when you'll need it. When the medical system collapses, this will be the only option you have to heal yourself. This is exactly the kind of information I found in this 350-page book called The Lost Ways. This is probably the only survival book I've actually enjoyed reading. I personally happen to know the man behind this book. Claude is an old-fashioned guy by any standard. He lives with his wife and 2 children in a log cabin he personally built. I thought several times to myself that this guy will never be troubled by any crisis, because the coming crisis we all prep for is what folks 150 years ago called daily life.
I came up with this great idea to edit all my manuscripts, to turn all this lost knowledge into one of the greatest books of this century. The Lost Ways, Saving Our Forefathers' Skills. Here's just a glimpse of what you'll find in The Lost Ways. You'll discover the lost remedies used by our ancestors for centuries. And I'm not talking about rare and complicated insights that only a botanist knows. I'm talking about plants that grow in your backyard or around your house. Very common weeds. For example, I'm sure you've already seen this plant. This is wild lettuce, also known as opium lettuce, for a good reason. It has side effects similar to morphine, but milder. Being by far the strongest natural painkiller, grows in your backyard. This milky substance inside this plant doesn't contain any opiates, but it's acting directly on the central nervous system, or CNS, to lessen the feeling of pain. Many people have used it as a replacement for addictive prescription pain medicine. Wild lettuce is unscheduled by the FDA, meaning it is legal to forage, to grow, and own without prescription or license, just like the Native Americans used it. So if you want to literally save the lost ways, to know that your family is secured, they have warmth, food, water, and all the other things that they need, even in the worst possible times, this is the only place where you can get it. If our ancestors survived the hardest times using only this knowledge, then so will you. Everyone will turn to you for guidance. Everyone will try to barter with you. Everyone will want to use your tools and your knowledge. This is the amazing power our great-grandparents had. It's all captured, jam-packed, and readily available for you in The Lost Ways. You won't find this anywhere else, so click the Add to Cart button below to secure your copy now. Don't let this knowledge disappear into the darkness of time, because in the next crisis, when death will stare you in the eye, this is the only time-tested life vest that you and your family can hang on to. Take advantage of this presentation while it's still up, and save the lost ways by clicking on the button below. You're the only one that can change something.